Hello everyone, it is I, your new best friend, the Fable of Fables. How are you all doing? I'm reacting to some more videos, this time by David H. Salinas. I'm pretty sure I messed up your name, but I apologize in advance. We're gonna react to four different things from this lovely individual. Let's go.
Halloween is upon us again, when I like to look at the horrors that haunt the corners of the Transformers universe. And they don't come much more monstrous than this one. These are the basics on Monstructor.
Who is Monstructor? Is he like a zombie or something?
Monstructor was a giant robot formed by the combination of the Pretender Monsters, a team of Decepticons released in 1989.
Oh no.
As you can tell from their name, they were part of the Pretender range of figures, Transformers who hid their robot forms inside biomechanical outer shells. The robots were small figures, only 2.5 inches tall, and transformed into simple, indistinct creature modes. Their shells, meanwhile, took the form of organic-looking monsters.
I wonder why.
The shells were made of rubber instead of plastic, and so were creepily marketed as having lifelike skin.
Ooh, that's
the group
interesting.
Consisted of Bird Brain, a bird monster who considered everything to be his prey.
I'm sorry, Bird Brain. That's such an early 80s and 90s name. I love it.
Was as likely to attack human vehicles as he was Autobots. The bad-tempered, foul-mouthed Bristleback, whose armor was susceptible to rust, forcing him to wear his turtle monster shell for protection despite how slow it made him.
Oh my goodness.
Demolitions expert Ice Pick, a fanatical believer in planned obsolescence, destroying whatever he could today so it could be recycled to create the new technologies of tomorrow.
Huh.
Skull, a wolf monster concealed within a rock monster shell, who had signed
That's actually kind of cool. I like this one. This one's kind of cute.
up to become a pretender specifically so he could be scarier, armed
Aww.
with sonic powers that granted him enhanced hearing and steel-shattering sound blasts. Slog, a sculptor who brought his skills to the battlefield, using his shell's talons to carve Autobot corpses into horrifying works of abstract art. And
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like the archetype of when an artist goes crazy and starts doing like a bunch of horror stuff. I don't know, that's the one trope I don't like when it comes to horror. I think it feels a little too easy, but maybe I'm a little bit too biased because I myself am an artist. I don't know, if you like the kind of thing, go for it. Anyway, enough about my life.
Wildfly, a gargoyle who cultivated a fearful reputation by destroying human buildings and airliners just for fun.
Oh my god.
Together, the 6 robots combined to form Monstructor, whose corrosive touch caused metal to decay under his fingertips.
Holy crap, that's horrifying.
The Pretender monsters made only one appearance in classic Transformers media, in issue number 67 of the Marvel comic book. This story was set in a post-apocalyptic alternate future, in which the Decepticons had conquered the Earth.
Oh,
In this
no.
world, the Pretender monsters served under Galvatron,
Not
helping him root out
Galvatron.
the last remaining traces of Autobot resistance on the planet. The team all had doubts about following the insane Galvatron, but knew they didn't have the power to stand up to him. With just this one brief role under their belts, the Pretender monster toys were discontinued in 1990, and the characters wouldn't be seen again until the 21st century. The groundwork for the team's return was laid by Dreamwave Productions.
Oh, dude, that looks so cool. I love those designs. What? Those look amazing.
2003
Ice
guidebook,
Pick.
More Than Meets the Eye, which featured expanded profiles for the group that fleshed the characters out a bit, particularly Monstructor. He was characterized as a force of evil so pure that even other Decepticons feared him, thinking he was more like an evil spirit than a robot.
Oh,
His
really?
ultimate goal was the extermination of all living things.
Oh,
and
damn.
he radiated an energy-draining aura that literally sucked the life itself out of everything around him, robot or organic.
Damn, that is
This
hardcore,
profile
dude.
then served as inspiration for Monstructor's depiction in the team's true return to comics, in the 2007 G.I. Joe crossover, Black Horizon. In the unique continuity of this series, the team were allies of the ancient underground civilization, Cobra-La, the
Cobra-La.
bioorganic
Oh,
technology
no.
of which was used to create their pretender shells. Later in 2007, the team were introduced into the world of IDW Publishing's comic books. In IDW's universe, Monstructor was the first combiner created by Cybertronian science.
Oh,
The
really?
result of an experiment by the mad scientist G-Axis during
Oh, not
Cybertron's golden
G-Axis.
age to fuse 6 robots together into one. But the process was imperfect and drove Monstructor's components insane,
Makes
devolving them
sense.
into violent, uncontrollable monsters, and forcing the giant warrior, Omega Supreme, to subdue and imprison them. The group eventually escaped in the present day and hunted Omega down for revenge, but they were stopped
Wait, is that Optimus just literally punching into the chest of frickin' Monstructor and saying, I tried?
by Optimus Prime.
Damn.
Monstructor
Damn,
went on
Optimus.
to appear periodically in IDW's comics over the next decade, serving both G-Axis and his pupil Shockwave in the
Frickin' course, frickin' Shockwave is G-Axis' apprentice. That makes too much sense.
to dominate Cybertron and the universe. IDW's comics have proven to be the Pretender monsters' biggest role to date. Outside of them, the group's made only a small handful of other minor appearances here and
Oh,
there.
look, it's
Most notably,
Soundwave.
a brief role in the Marvel sequel series, Regeneration 1, that also saw Monstructor go up against Omega Supreme. And sadly, no new toys of the group have been released since the originals.
Makes sense.
The Pretender monsters were handled very differently in Japan. Available concurrently with their Hasbro release in 1989, their Japanese release replaced the monster shells with brand new cyborg dinosaur shells, while the robots themselves were
interesting.
recolored and reimagined as totally different characters. The Dino Force. The Dino Force were a team of tough, eager, but generally dim-witted goons.
Makes
Skaro
sense.
became Doryu, a reckless stegosaurus, always ready to sacrifice himself to save his comrades on the battlefield, whose name is Japanese for Earth Dinosaur. Bristleback became Gairyu, whose name means Armored Dinosaur, an Ankylosaurus who figured that a good defense was better than a good offense, though sometimes he spent so much time defending that he forgot to counterattack. Slog became Kakuryu, whose name means Horned Dinosaur, a soft-hearted and simple-minded Triceratops who tried hard but was always messing up and being reprimanded. Birdbrain became Rairyu, whose name means Thunder Dinosaur, a brave and honest Brontosaurus who always tried to think things through a bit more than his teammates, but if he ever lost his temper, he would rage out of control. Wildfly became Yokuryu, whose name means Winged Dinosaur, a Pteranodon who was the outsider of the group, preferring to slack off while they were all working hard. While Icepick became the team leader, Goryu, whose name means Strong Dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex who, underneath his stubborn and boastful exterior, really was a good boss who cared for his men.
Aww.
They in turn cared for him.
That's
The
cute.
Dino Force combined into Dino King, who, if left to his own devices, would rampage non-stop until his energy ran out.
That's not good.
The Dino Force appeared regularly in the Japanese original animated series, Transformers Victory, serving as the foot soldiers of Decepticon Emperor Deathsaurus in his campaign to pillage the
I love that name, Deathsaurus. Why?
energy of Earth. They were the show's bumbling comic relief, with the childlike Kakuryu in particular constantly goofing up and taxing Goryu's patience. But when they combined into Dino King, they were tough enough to take on even Autobot leader Saber in combat.
Ooh.
Notably, the team never transformed into their creature modes in the series.
Really?
Instead of the guns that came with their toys, they all used original melee weapons created for the cartoon.
Ooh,
Towards
that's
the
pretty
end of the
cool.
series, the Dino Force were abandoned by Deathsaurus, left on Earth to die when he
No.
began his final assault on the planet with his gigantic fortress.
Damn, that's
Realizing
kind of
they had been
messed up.
betrayed, Goryu got back at his former emperor by giving the Autobots the data on Deathsaurus' fortress that they needed to take it down. The series concluded with the redeemed Dino Force starting new lives on Earth. Most of them became construction workers, with Goryu as
Aww.
their foreman, while Kakuryu became a children's entertainer at a theme park.
Oh, I love that. That's so freaking cute.
The Dino Force also appeared in the Victory manga, which revealed them all to be dads, with kids who looked just like
Oh.
little versions of them. The manga also
Aw.
gave Kakuryu a spotlight issue in
Dude, that's freaking adorable. I love
which he
this.
attempted to prove himself by taking on Starsaber one-on-one. Of course, he didn't have a hope of winning, but when he nearly fell off a cliff during the fight, Starsaber took pity on the poor dope and saved his life.
Aww.
As the standout member of the group, Kakuryu would receive a new toy in the Japanese United EX line in 2012.
United
Sold
EX?
under the name Grim Master, it was a recolor
Ooh.
of Grimstone from 2010's Power Core Combiners line, who transformed into a
Interesting.
Styracosaurus and could power up into a super robot mode by combining with 4 dinosaur drones. The toy represented an upgraded Kakuryu some years after the end of Victory, having joined the Autobots and trained with the Dinobots to finally become a real warrior.
Oh,
As
damn,
Grim
that's kind of
He made
cool.
brief appearances in a few manga in the 2010s, culminating in Generations Selects in 2020, in which he lent his combination matrix to Dinobot leader Grimlock, so that Grimlock could use its power to combine with the other Dinobots.
Oh, God. I wonder what that's
The
like.
Dino Force have also
Sounds
made a few
bad.
minor appearances in English language media. The team appeared among Deathsaurus' troops in IDW's comics, and a Mirror Universe version of the team were featured in the Transformers Collectors Club's Shattered Glass series, which depicted them as creations of the evil Autobot Wheeljack, reprogrammed for good by the heroic Decepticons.
Oh, my.
And unlike the Pretender monsters, a complete set of new Dino Force toys were released in the Transformers Legacy toy line in 2024.
Really?
These
That was
toys were
last year.
retos and recolors of the 2023 Legacy Dinobot figures, but it was obvious to fans that those toys had always been designed with the Dino Force in mind.
Yeah.
The figures weren't pretenders, transforming directly from robot to dinosaur mode, but they could still combine into Dino King, and even included new weapons based on those seen in the Victory cartoon that could combine into Dino King's axe. But while the Dino Force might have more toys than Monstructor, none of us should rest easy, for it can be assured that Monstructor lies waiting in the shadows, waiting for his moment to drag us down to join him in the darkness.
Oh, my God. That's actually kind of cool. Thank you.
And those are the Halloween.
Anyway, thank you all for coming. Hope you all enjoyed this kind of content. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. I plan to record some other stuff hopefully today. I'll cry. Super cries chat. I don't even know. But yeah, guys, thank you all for coming. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember to check out Chris McFreely. Without him, we wouldn't be able to learn about Transformers the way we do. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm thinking of opening up my own Patreon. Maybe see if you guys would be interested in me doing my own reactions without Mech and everything. Because, not as a bad thing. I just kind of want to do my own thing for a little bit. You know what I mean? But yee, love you guys. I really want to watch Transformers I really want to watch Transformers be second because it sounds like fun. But anyway, love you guys. Bye.